Hello, my dear students and my dear friends. Assalamu alaikum. Let us discuss about the subdivisions of anatomy, and we also call them the branches of anatomy. We also call them, right? So, in order to make the study easier, right? In order to make the study easier, you have to divide that subject into sub branches. As you are eating a bread, right, you have in your hand a bread, you cannot put all that bread in your mouth and then start eating it. No, it will harm you, right? You cannot swallow that, you cannot chew that, right? But what you have to do, you have to keep it on, right, on the table and take a very small part of that and put it in your mouth so that you will easily chew it and swallow it, right? So what do? You divide that big bread, that large bread, into small pieces to eat it easily, right? And in such a manner we divide a vast subject, as anatomy is a very vast subject. So we divide anatomy into small branches to make the study of the body easier. For example, if someone says to you that what are you, you say that I am an anatomist, okay, but he will ask, in anatomy what are you studying? So if you are studying bones, right, you will say that I'm studying osteology, I'm a student of osteology, right? So look, anatomy was a broad name, but osteology refers to bones, right? And if you are studying anatomy and in that you are studying neurology, so if you tell someone I'm studying neurology, so he will directly put his mind on the brain and spinal cord and nerves, not all parts of the body, right? And if you say I am studying angiology, so it means that you are studying the blood vessels, right? Not all parts of the body, you are just studying angiology. So to make the subject easy for you guys, scientists and doctors have divided this broad anatomy subject into small sub branches to make the study easier. So let us discuss those branches. The first sub branch of the anatomy is the cadaveric anatomy. Cadaveric anatomy, right? And you can see my friend standing just in front of me on my left side, and we will take the help of him to know about the subdivisions of anatomy. We will see and we will take the help of him, so be there, my dear friends. Cadaveric anatomy. What does it mean by cadaveric anatomy? Look carefully, friends. If you are a medical student, you will see in your medical college there will be a big laboratory, and in that laboratory there will be a lot of big refrigerators or freezers, and in those freezers there will be dead human bodies present, right? Once again I will tell you that we preserve dead human bodies in the laboratories for the medical students to teach them practicals. You cannot teach a medical student practically on a living body, right? So if there is a dead body lying on the table and you bring the medical students and you start telling and you start dissections and you start telling about the internal structures of the body and the external structures of the body of that dead body, right? So if you are studying that dead body, this is called cadaveric anatomy, right? So we have preserved those dead bodies in our laboratories for physicians, for doctors, and for medical students. So while you are discussing, while you are studying those preserved dead bodies, this is called cadaveric anatomy. I will write shortly, not all the points, right? So we say that study of dead bodies, or we completely say that study of dead human bodies. It's called cadaveric anatomy, or you can say study of preserved bodies. Preserved bodies, and they have been preserved in medical colleges to teach the medical students about the human body. So we have some preserved bodies, preserved human bodies. So the first sub branch of the anatomy is in front of us, that is cadaveric anatomy. Then there is another branch, the second branch, we say gross anatomy. Gross anatomy. What does it mean by gross? Gross means large. Gross means naked eye. Naked eye. So look carefully. If you are watching this video and you are looking at me, so what is this region? This is my head region. These are my eyes. This is my nose. This is my mouth. These are my lips, right? This is my forehead. These are my hairs. Okay, this is my chin. This is my neck. This is my chest. Then other parts. And if you enter my body, you will see my heart. You can see my lungs. You can see my liver. So what does it mean? Gross anatomy means if you can study the organ with your own eyes, this is called gross anatomy, right? So the study of different parts of the body with naked eye, this is called gross anatomy. So study of body structures, right, with naked eye. This is called gross anatomy, right? Then there is the third branch, that is called the regional anatomy. Regional anatomy. What does it mean by regional anatomy? Look carefully, my dear friends. Regional means region. Region. And region means a part. So look carefully. Here is our friend standing. From here above, superiorly, this is head region. Then this is the thoracic region. This is the abdominal region. This is the pelvic region, right? This is the femur region. This is the arm. This is the forearm, right? This is the anterior, that is posterior. This is the scapular region. This is the subscapular region, right? And this is the axillary region. So if you are studying the body parts, or if you are studying different regions of the body, either externally or internally, this is called regional anatomy, right? So we say that what is regional anatomy? Study of body parts through regions. Study of body parts regionally. And what does regionally mean? Let me draw a diagram here. If you are not understanding in the body of my friend, this is the head, this is neck, right? Like this. Look, clear. This is the head region. This is the neck region. This is the thoracic region, abdominal region, pelvic region, femur region, arm region, forearm, subscapular, axillary region, different regions. In the abdominal cavity, you have about 9 regions, right? So upper quadrant, right upper quadrant region, epigastric region, left upper quadrant region, right? And what is this? Lumbar region, umbilical region, left lumbar region, right? Right iliac region, hypogastric region, left iliac region, right? So these are the different regions of the body. So when you are studying the body parts regionally, this is called regional anatomy. I hope you are understanding, right? Then there is another branch, and that is called the systemic anatomy. Systemic anatomy. right? So systemic means body systems. Body systems. Right. In our body, we have about 13 systems working together. Right. There is the integumentary system, there is the nervous system, there is the digestive system, there is the osteoskeletal system, there is the nervous system, there is reproductive system, there is the urinary system, there is circulatory system, immune system, so, respiratory system. Right? So there are about 13 systems working together to make a full human body. Right? So if you are studying the body systemically, this is called systemic anatomy. What does it mean by systemic? If you pull off the whole digestive system of this body and put it on the table, what have you pulled off? The whole digestive system, and on the table you have in front of you the digestive system. So you are studying the body systemically. This is called systemic anatomy. And if you pull the whole you can say circulatory system of this person and put it on the table, there will be heart, there will be arteries, there will be veins, there will be capillaries on the table. This is called circulatory system. If you pull, right, the nervous system of this person, you will collect all the nerves, you will collect the brain, you will collect the spinal cord from him, right? So you, and put it on the table, so you are studying nervous system. So study of body systemically. Study of body systems. This is called systemic anatomy, right? Okay, then we have another branch of anatomy that is called the living anatomy. Wow, living anatomy. What is living anatomy? Friends, whenever a patient goes to a doctor in his clinic, right, look carefully. For example, if I'm a doctor, I hope so, if I'm a doctor and he's a patient, he's a very lean patient, and he has come to me and he has a problem, I don't know what, but I will search. Right? So he's sitting, right? The patient will be alive, will not be dead. He will be alive. He will sit in front of you in your clinic and you will start anatomy of him. How? Okay, what are you doing with that patient? You will start the auscultation. You will start palpation. You will start percussion of the patient. You will start ultrasound of that patient, right? And you will start inspection of him, okay? And you will start radiography of him. So this is called living anatomy. Look carefully. If you are a doctor, you are sitting in your clinic, right? And a person comes to you and says, Dr. Saab, I have these problems. And you start studying him. What do? You start checking his blood pressure. You start measuring his temperature, you start checking all his body parts. These are called inspection. You start putting your stethoscope in your ears, and you start put on his abdomen to hear those noises, those sounds, right? In his thoracic cavity, in his chest, you start hearing the heart sounds, right? What are you doing? You are studying the body. You are studying the living body. This is called living anatomy. So study of the body through what? Number one, inspection. You inspect the patient. Number two, percussion. You percuss the patient. Number three, auscultation. You auscultate him. Auscultation. Or you do radiography. So all these are living anatomy, right? You are doing living anatomy. That's it. Next branch. What is the next branch of anatomy? The sixth one. Embryology. Embryology. What is meant by embryology? Look carefully, friends.